This morning I'm out here with what was the world's fastest HBX 2997A. I've had a lot of fun with this truck. I've done probably about 25 or 30 videos on this, from stock to quite modified, where it went 75 miles an hour on 4S. It's back to stock, except I still have a 25 tooth pinion gear in here. I'm actually putting this truck for sale, so if anyone's interested, let me know. And I just want to do one more shakedown run with it now that I put the stock ESC back in here and the stock receiver. It does have a cooling fan on it. These bullets might be bigger than the stock ones, which is a good thing. And again, in here, there's a 25 tooth pinion gear. I modified the stock motor mount. Stock, it has a 16 tooth, but you can easily put a 16 tooth pinion in there. The only other thing is I did lower the suspension by putting nitro fuel tubing inside the piston here of the shocks, which lowered the ride height. So if you do buy this and you want to return it to original ride height, you just have to take the shocks apart and remove that silicone tubing. It does throw the alignment off slightly, but not bad. Anyway, enough talking about the car. We're gonna go ahead, see how fast it is on 3S today and 2S. We're gonna start off with a 2S run. And stock, it went 30 on 2S. And on 3S, it went as fast as 45, depending on the battery. I'm probably not gonna run my fastest 3S battery in here. So it was stock, it probably would have gone like 42 to 43 miles an hour with a similar battery to the one I'm running today. I asked my viewers how fast you thought with the stock power system in here it would go with the 25 tooth pinion gear. And here's what you guys thought. It's tough for me to guess. I'm guessing we might get up around 55 or so. But yeah, let's get this thing buttoned up and we'll see how it performs. I have several cars I'm running today. Unfortunately, the road's not completely dry, so I'm starting off with this one because it's gonna be the slowest of the cars I'm running, but hopefully the damp road's not gonna pose a problem. So, all right, stay tuned. A couple other things worth mentioning. I will tidy up these wires a little bit. I forgot to do that after I put the stock power system back in here. Also, I will have a brand new body I provide with this truck when it's for sale. You can see this one's cut and modified a little bit. The new body, you'll have to transfer the plastic pieces from this one to the new one. There's just like 6 or 8 screws there that you would need to swap around. For that, I have new, I'll put in the video here what I have, but I have some new dog bones and several new parts for this truck. So, you know, they'd be nice to have in case you have a nasty crash or something. And you can see here, I also modified the battery box. Originally, the ESC was mounted here. I did that so you could fit longer and more powerful 3 and 4S batteries in here. So the stock battery doesn't fit in here as well. So full disclosure, you could put a partition in here, just glue something in here if you only want to run the smaller batteries, but that's how I have this thing set up. Here we go, it's time for a 2S shakedown run. We're gonna go ahead and hit track, make sure the GPS is reading. Yep, start. Here we go, this is with the stock 2S battery. I'm gonna have to get the steering trim fixed here. All right, that looks pretty good. Let me turn the dual rate down just a little bit. Way too aggressive. All right, I think that'll work well right like that. All right, here we go, easing into it. Full throttle, 2S. And of course I went off the road. I'm still getting used to the way this thing feels. Let me grab the phone here so we can see the speed. All right, here we go, stop. My guess is gonna be, if it went 30 stock, I'm gonna go with like 36. Oh wow, I was way off. 43 miles an hour on 2S. So With that 25 tooth pinion gear in here, this thing is way faster than stock. Let's go ahead and try one more run. Track, start, and we're reading. I'll just stay right here. Just gotta get used to the steering. All right, here we go, easing into it. Full throttle. Everything looks slower out here. The brakes actually on this work very nicely. They're not too powerful like a lot of other budget RC cars. But yeah, things look slow out here because it's such a big open space. But as you can see, when I get up closer to the car, it doesn't look all that slow. And again, this is just a low performance 2S LiPo that came in this thing. All right, let's bring it around and see if we did any better than 43. Probably not, but we'll at least back it up with a second speed reading. Stop, read, 43 miles an hour again. Great stuff. Now this 2S setup and the 3S setup, it's mainly suited for on-road use. You're not gonna wanna use this off-road with this gearing. It's gonna overheat. It's gonna clog when you're off-road. You know, it's just not gonna be ideal. It'll go through grass, but not happily. So there we go. Pretty spicy setup compared to what this was stock. It's going about as fast as it would go on 3S when it was stock, now with 2S, with that 25 tooth pinion gear. So, all right, enough with the 2S. I know you guys want to see 3S. I'm gonna revise my speed guess though. I'm gonna go with high 50s, maybe 58 or 59 on 3S, because that thing was pretty quick on 2S. Now I will include a 3S battery with this when I put it up for sale. And let's get this GPS zeroed out and reading again. Here's our 3S run. And I'm gonna be asking $100 for this, 120 with the extra parts. So if you want the spare parts and the extra body, 120, and I should be able to ship it in the continental US for $10. So 130 total with everything, including the 3S battery, which this does not come with. And we're gonna go ahead and ease into it on this wet road. This is really gonna wake it up. Full throttle. Nice and stable with this setup at these speeds. If it goes much faster, these stock tires won't be very happy, but you can get up close to 60 miles an hour with the current setup, and it's pretty happy. So I wouldn't try to shoot for my world record. This thing's incredibly unstable past 60 miles an hour. I don't want to discourage you from trying, but just you're forewarned, it's a handful. It's running great out here. Whoa, wet road, spun around. And it looks like the stock 45 amp ESC is happy enough today. It's the first time I've run it with this aggressive setup with the stock ESC. I'm not gonna run it again, so what you see is what you get. As far as I know, everything's in good running condition. Solid, smooth runs here. So you get a car that's set up for fast on-road speeds here if you buy this. Last run. Whoa, wet road. Hopefully this hurries up and dries. I have faster cars. I'm getting ready to run. Impressive stuff. This is with a CNHL 3S 2200. It's a good battery. Not an extremely strong performer, but a strong one. And let me just see how warm things got in here. The motor, it's warm. I can touch it 6 or 7 seconds. So you're definitely not going to want to run this off-road. You're going to want to do several speed runs. You know, run it for 5 minutes or so, let it cool down with this setup. You're going to need to go with a smaller pinion gear if you want to run it longer. So the battery, again, CNHL 3S 2200. You can pick up 2 of these. They're not crazy expensive, but again, I'll probably include a Eurogenics in here just because it fits in here. It'll probably provide pretty similar speeds to this. It could be slightly slower. We can discuss what I send it with. I have batteries that I could send, more than one, and we can discuss. But here we go. 60 miles an hour. There we go. 3S on this HBX 2997A. There's a reason this one's the fastest in the world. And stock motor, stock ESC, 25t Pinion gear. There you go. So those of you that have one of these and want an on-road setup that's fast, we're on the stock tires. Just lower the suspension, and you know, if you can, it's actually not that hard to drive. So 60 on this HBX 2997A. Impressive stuff. As you can see here, the truck comes with the original transmitter. It has dual rate steering trim. It's actually a pretty decent transmitter, but the extra parts include a brand new body. You would have to transfer the plastic pieces from the original body onto here, but this is a brand new body with decals and everything. The one I have on the truck's a little beat up from all the speed runs I've done, and I've trimmed out the body a little bit to make it more aerodynamic. As far as the extra parts, we have some CVDs here, dog bones, axles, or drive cups, whatever they're called. Some new suspension arms in case you ever break the arms, some new hubs. This is a new hub as well, I think. I guess that might be for the front. Another motor mount that's not modified. And I don't have a 16-tooth pinion gear, which is the stock size, but I did include a 14-tooth here. So if you're gonna run off-road, a 14-tooth would actually be probably better than a 16-tooth. It'll still get up around 40 miles an hour on 3S, which is plenty of speed, and a couple teeth less would actually be good for off-road. So that's what I have here. Again, $100 just for the truck, and $120 if you want the body and all these extra accessories here. So again, please let me know if you have any questions.